You know, I would be a rich man if I got a nickel from every viewer over the past 25 years that has said, hey, you motoring guys get to drive the coolest vehicles. And you're right, and we never take it for granted. But you know, some of the most significant vehicles out there are not always the most exciting, which is why we find ourselves in beautiful Quebec City. This province is home to the small car, which is why Toyota has selected Quebec to launch its 11th generation Corolla. Now, since 1966, 40 million Corollas have sold globally. This car defines the Toyota brand, and Toyota Canada, it has been their best seller for the last 18 years. Now, Toyota is saying that with this new generation Corolla, it will be the #1 selling compact sedan in this country. How are they going to do it? Well, they're going to take the rational and add a little emotion.
Almost 1 in 4 vehicles that we sell will be a Corolla. So it's very important for us as we move into this launch that we get a car that really meets the needs of a broad cross-section of Canadians. There are a lot of very competitive models in the marketplace today, but I think that's a good thing. I think what it does is it brings a lot of excitement and attention to the segment. And frankly, I think that when we get people inside the Corolla, they're going to be amazed at what they find.
In its bid to add more emotion to the Corolla, Toyota got it right on the interior. Nice, comfortable seats, lots of soft materials. I like the instrument panel, and for the most part, most of the controls are easily accessible. Now, this is the S model, and it comes with a CVT transmission. Now, there's good news and bad news. The good news is it does come with a manual mode, and that includes paddle shifters, which give you some control over your shifting. The bad news, unlike larger engines, in smaller engines like this, it's noisy. It will take some getting used to, and that will include me, because this is the way the industry's going, and there ain't no turning back.
Obviously, Corolla's always been known for QDR, for fuel economy, for just the low cost of ownership, and the fact that the vehicle will not let you down. We have all of that, but we needed to bring to it a sense of style and a sense of emotional attachment, a little more excitement, and that's what I think this car brings to the market.
Although a Toyota executive told me that young people are not buying new cars, and if they are buying, they're buying used, Toyota would very much like to lower the demographic on this 11th generation Corolla. Well, I have an idea for Toyota. Well, it's not really my idea. This was a scene at the 2013 Detroit Auto Show when Toyota unveiled the Corolla Fury concept. Fantastic vehicle, the talk of the show. My advice to Toyota, build it.
When you looked at Furia and now have seen the production car was fairly thinly disguised under the Furia. It spoke of the design direction. It drove an enormous response from consumers, and frankly, with Toyota, those concept cars that we bring to shows often make their way into the marketplace simply because people look at it and say, "Man, I wish I could drive one." We're not at that stage yet, but it hints at future direction for the company anyway. Setting up the target of being #1 sedan in the market, I don't think we could do anything less. I think it's important for us to shoot for that #1 position. The one thing I know is that if you don't, you're never going to be there. So our view is, bring our best game, and ultimately the consumer gets to decide.
So did Toyota get it right in adding some emotion to the Rational with its 2014 Toyota Corolla? Well, they've always had a stranglehold when it comes to dependability and safety, but when it comes to emotion, yeah, I think they've cranked it up a notch. Although if I'm buying either the red one or the blue one that we were driving with that wheel package. And yes, I do tend to criticize CVT transmissions, and yes, they can be noisy in acceleration, but the bottom line is you save fuel, and with this Corolla, once you're up to speed, that transmission purrs like a kitten. Now, Toyota wants to be the #1 selling compact sedan in Canada with the Corolla. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but I will tell you one thing, this car is going to shake up the status quo. And hey, that's always fun to watch.